So hello again, aloha kako. So now we learn there are 8 types of bittersweet: birth, aging, illness, death, being separated from people and situations we like, meeting up with people and situations we dislike, not getting what we want, being attached to the 5 experiential process of the self. So these are 8 types of bittersweet. As a reality, everybody, without exception, everybody goes through 1 to 8. Yeah. And today, I want to talk about the first is birth. Yeah, birth. So one of the 8 types of bittersweet is birth. And this birth here basically has two meanings in original or in Buddhism. So first is just a birth, my birthday, the day when I took my first breath. Yeah, this is a birth. I was born into this human world. And then another translation meaning is to live, be alive, living my life every day, my life. Yeah. But when we talk about the birth, it's a meaning of the under this red line, birth. My birthday, the day when I took my first breath. This is a meaning of birth, yeah? Because this is a beginning of cause of 8 types of bittersweet. And you can see the line over there. Yeah. So yeah, birth. We have a birth. Yeah. If we have a birth, we have a grown up and then child, and then teenager, teen, young adult, and adult, and then maybe having a family, and then working, and then middle aged, and retiree, and then senior, elderly, and then taking my last breath, and then beginning also taking my first breath. Yeah. So you can see since you were born, like a life process until end of life. We have those like idea, and then we also experience maybe catch a cold or injury, arguments, or love, or down, or trust, finding trust, or tears, acceptance, regret. Yeah, and then of course, yeah, this like not only certain time we will experience, could be any time. Yeah, even a child may experience catching a cold or trust or tears. Also, even to the person who is a senior may experience, of course, catch a cold or love and then trust. So it's like in this life, anything can happen, and then we may experience anything, anytime, anywhere. That is a life, yeah. And then again, so this everything, our life process begins with my birth. When I take my first breath, that is the beginning of my life. Who is experiencing 8 types of bittersweet? Yeah. So in that way, there is only 2 ways we can avoid catch a cold, injury, arguments, or love, or 8 types of bittersweet. There are only 2 ways. Yeah. We don't. We can avoid these 8 types of bittersweet. The first is, you know, the first is we just don't receive this life, yeah. Because we were born, we will experience everything. If we don't receive this life, yeah, we don't go through things. However, now I received this my life. Also, Shakyamuni Buddha received his life. And then Buddha teaching us, don't worry, there is a path, ways, teachings. We can transcend these 8 types of bittersweet. Don't give up. There is a path, way we can accept and we can transcend, finding true peace and happiness in this life. Yeah. And then when you see this line, birth to taking the last breath, you can see the line. I think this is our image we have. Yeah, baby to child, teen, young adult, senior, elderly. But Buddhism, we don't see in this way. We don't see in this because there is no promise, no guarantee we can live in this way. Anything can happen into our life, and then nobody has a promise for tomorrow. So not like I'm here today and then I can live uh, in that year. Nobody knows. Only we have is this moment, today, here and then now. So therefore, so Buddhism teaching, therefore, today is also the day we can find a path. We can transcend a types of bittersweet. So Buddhism focus on this moment. Therefore, instead of seeing our life in this way, what Buddhism sees is like this circle. When you see the circle, can we say where is the beginning or ending? Can we say this? If we see this one, yeah, we know this is the beginning, and then this is the ending, yeah. But if we see our life in this way, can we say where is our beginning, where is the ending? Yeah, we cannot say, we cannot know, which means is, yeah. Life and then death is a together, not like two things. Buddhism see like our hands, life and then death together, inclusiveness or togetherness, or we call it oneness. So everything is in this circle of life. Therefore, we call oneness, which means also preciousness of is this moment, and then no separation. Everything, whatever we're going through, is in my life. Therefore, if I can learn, I can receive the Buddha teaching, which talks about transcending bittersweet in this life, I can have a true peace and happiness. Not like try to overcome one thing and another come, another come, another come. Yeah, we know. Yeah, when we think, oh, finally I overcame this something difficulty, another come in. Yeah? Not in that way. Buddhism is like oneness for one life. If we can learn, receive Buddha's teaching, we can learn how to live this life guided by Buddha Dharma, and then learn in this oneness of life with power or function or guidance so that we can transcend bittersweet, so oneness. And then this is my favorite word, yeah. Although the umbilical cord is cut, a permanent attachment remains by Miyoko Gyoren Nozawa sensei. Yeah, so yeah, when we are born, yeah, we have a procedure to cut our umbilical cord. So in that way, we can cut that. But our permanent attachment, which means again, our birth is a cause or beginning of our eight types of bittersweet. So if we can, when we are born, if we can leave even attachment to eight types of bittersweet left behind, it's so good. But now, because you were born, that is a beginning of life which has eight types of bittersweet. So again, Buddhism, yeah, teaching me, no worry, there is a path, teachings, we can transcend these eight types of bittersweet. That is a words of wisdom, which is Buddha's words of enlightenment.